Okay, my name is Ella Beck, and this is my week 3 DQ for SPM 402. It's about social media and crisis management, well, sports crisis management through social media. So what I'm going to be talking about is Harper Murray from Nebraska volleyball. There's been kind of a scandal, I guess, around her. Not really a scandal, but just some things going on that hasn't reflected so well on the Nebraska team or on her as an individual. So last year they lost the national championship, and afterwards she was a freshman, and afterwards she got put in the media room, and they were interviewing her, and she wasn't prepared. She did not want to be interviewed. Her coaches kind of encouraged her to be, and she just kind of sat there silently listening until somebody asked her about what the future held, and she just kind of said that we're going to win the championship for the next 3 years. Very confident. Wasn't really a bad thing to say at all, in my opinion. I don't know if I would have said the same thing, but she had all the confidence. Her teammates backed her up when she said that. And even there was an article saying, like, her mom, when she was watching, she was like, oh yeah, like, that's my girl. Like, she loved it. So when she said that, she got a lot of hate comments on social media. On the way home, she was reading them all and just kind of made her spiral a little bit, reading all of those hateful things that people were saying to her when she wasn't prepared to go on the stand, on like the media stand, and she wasn't prepared for those questions, and they didn't do any kind of like media prep with her. And she was just 18, 19, a freshman. So she really didn't know how to handle that situation very well. And all of those hateful things, it kind of pushed her into, I guess, a spiral, like I said. Since then, she has a DUI now. She was caught stealing some things. Her family was worried that she would even commit suicide and stuff because they were so worried about her. And Nebraska volleyball has kind of been active in their support of her. They've kept her on the team with everything that's been going on, which they've also received some hate about. So the whole thing has just been really big on social media. I think that Nebraska's support of her is good because they should have supported her from the beginning. They should have given her some media training, especially since she was on such a big stage that is Nebraska volleyball. They're obviously one of the most popular teams in the country, and especially in that area. So I think that I would have addressed the situation similarly. I would have put up my support for her and helped her get through it all. I think that in the first place, I would have tried to give her more media training, or I don't think they could have kept her from talking to the media because she was one of the top players on the team, on one of the top teams in the country. So I think if they would have just given her some more training on it, it would have been good, and kind of probably would have prevented the whole situation in the first place. But now that everything's happened, you just kind of have to monitor the social media. I would have encouraged her to stay off of social media, seeing all of those hateful things, because that would have helped her as well. I think some of my concerns about social media and like leadership communication is how quickly things can get twisted. Sometimes, like, I don't think her comment that they were going to win the national championship for the next 3 years was bad at all. I think that was probably a good thing to say. I'm glad that she's confident in it. So I think that things can get twisted very easily, and whoever's in leadership just needs to be sure that things are being received as they're meant, not in other ways. In the future, I would try and represent myself positively and try and help my team, whatever team that would be, to represent themselves positively as well. Encouraging them to speak on things that they're confident about, like Harper Murray did, and encouraging them to kind of put positive things out there and not respond to negative comments, because that just fuels them to comment more negative things. Yeah, I think the whole situation is really interesting, how big of an effect social media can have on a person. and how things can get so quickly blown out of proportion and cause bigger issues, like all of her mental health issues. And of course issues for the Nebraska team now that they're having to support her after like a DUI and theft charges. So yeah, I think biggest thing would have been training her in the first place and preventing the issue, and then encouraging her to stay off of social media and maybe even getting her help quicker, mental help quicker. So yeah, that's my DQ for this week. Just kind of what I wanted to talk about.